Oh, wow. Dang, you got messed up, bro.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks left a will in which he confessed to everything. When those words came out of Asogi's mouth, it deranged me completely. I knew I must do anything and everything in my power to contain the situation. But I couldn't find the darn document. I searched his cell, but it wasn't there.
Which precipitated the jailbreak plot, I presume. But, wait, what?
The need to obtain that will was all-consuming. I was sure that if I falsified Asogi's escape, he would emerge with the will somewhere in his person. But despite searching his limp body in the cemetery that night, it eluded me. It never crossed my mind that it was concealed in his sword hilt.
Because only a Japanese person would know to look there. That's the beauty of this all. Oh my god. What an unforgettable story. Holy crud.
What pains me now is that my brother left this world without a word to me.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks.
In point of fact, I think perhaps that isn't the case.
What the frick?
How can that be?
There is more to his last will and testament.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's no way I missed any evidence.
What?
I mean, he had his brother in there. Like, come on. Dang, look at Genshin. He's just ready to go, bro. He's like, all right, let's get this duel over. As I confront the prospect of my demise, I feel bitter regret for my younger brother, Baroque. You have always looked up to me, and now you follow in my footsteps to become a prosecutor. It is my fervent wish that my unspeakable deeds should not hinder your advancement. I ask not for understanding, for none could understand my depravity. I ask only for forgiveness. Oh my god. Well, there you go. It's genuinely a happy ending for everybody. Even if it will probably take Baroque some time to, piece it together.
Asogi's a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final two wishes. The first is this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed my sins to my wife, and may she find resolution in my death. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zeeks.
Holy dump. His entire world is just turned upside down in one day.
Clint.
Oh yeah, you're still here. I almost forgot. You think he smells like weird? Oh my god. Okay, how is the hologram that accurate? Male Strongheart. You colluded with Sashiro Jigoku in a criminal plot so immense it spanned the oceans, and literally 2 70-hour video games. And you could cold-heartedly murdered all those who knew the truth about what happened 10 years ago. But why did you set about that now, a whole decade later? Yeah, the timing.
To ascend to the very peak.
You trying to become the Queen of England? What?
These last 10 years made me realize being the Lord Chief Justice wasn't enough. Short of becoming Her Majesty's Attorney General, I could have no real power to effect the changes needed in this country. And for that promotion, I needed to ensure no remnants of the past remain.
God dang, there's still a position higher. Crazy to even think of.
How could you? I like everything to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe, like a well-oiled machine. And I was just a step away. And for your ambition to succeed, did you ever bother to count the number of brilliant people you killed?
I guess not. Mr. Reaper, are you not forgetting something?
I thought we were here to establish I wasn't the Reaper. Such as?
You very much adopted your usual prosecutor-like demeanor in the proceedings now. But the reality of the situation is that you are the defendant in this trial.
Oh, right.
However, the presiding judge would appear to have fallen from the bench, as it were. So...
He's back!
May I suggest, therefore, we entrust the final adjudication to our old friend.
Well, I'm not that old. Come on, man. Come on.
My lord.
Goodness. Don't let a whippersnapper do a job of well, I guess I am a little old. As a member of the judiciary, I've been following the proceedings from the gallery. Now, I must say, I shan't ever forget the extraordinary battle between good and evil I witnessed here today. Like, seriously, how could you? How could you, Mill Strongheart? I was rooting for you up there. God! The darkness that has blighted the justice of our land these past 10 years has at last been dispelled, thanks in no small part to the effort of a bright star from the east. Defense Counsel Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord.
On behalf of everyone here present in the Old Bailey, I give you my heartfelt thanks.
You too, my lord.
Well, I just got here. I know you're trying to be nice, but I didn't do much.
The first time I faced you in court, just under a year ago, I had the faintest of intimations that of British justice, so warped and twisted over its long history, was finally to know change. This might just be the man to do it.
Oh, you say that now. Oh, you flatter me.
At the time, I wouldn't allow myself to acknowledge the possibility. I couldn't overcome my hatred of the Japanese after the circumstances of my brother's death.
When he calls Japanese instead of Nipponese, wow.
Mr. Naruhodo, allow me to apologize for countless discourtesies on my part. You are a lawyer of boundless talent.
Boundless? I've only been at it a year. Okay.
Oh, Lord Van Zeeks, he's no longer racist or prejudiced.
When I arrived in Great Britain, I was literally a nobody. Certainly no lawyer. The truth is, my fortunes have slightly been made by the miraculous people I've met. How could we forget my best friend Kazuma, who led me here to Britain in the first place? My loyal and ever-patient judicial assistant, Miss Sato, helped me study to become a lawyer. The brilliant Lord Van Zeeks, who never failed to challenge his Nipponese rival. And not to mention, the exceptional master of logic and reasoning, who showed me the true art of deduction. Mr. Herlock Schultz. Oh, there I am, right on cue. Saving the best for last. How very like you, Mr. Naruhodo. What a relief. I'm well aware that without all these people's help and support, I wouldn't be where I am today. The truth is, a guiding light that always led to happiness. I've lived by that principle for a long time now, but actually it's not true. Huh? The truth can always cause great pain, sometimes even leave people on the brink of despair. And for that reason, there are those who feel the need to hide the truth, who do instinctively even. But as soon as we allow our eyes to settle on something other than the truth, the darkness takes hold, and from there it grows until eventually it makes us blind to the guiding light of the truth altogether. So that's why it's my belief that we must all resolve never to avert our eyes from what is just and true.
Why the slap? You're doing such a good job. I feel you had the resolve all along.
So when we continue to walk the straight and narrow path ahead. Bravo. Bravo, I say. Goodness. Truly. But now, what is he gonna do? He's done. Well, I must excuse myself now. But before I go, Mr. Naruhodo, let me compliment you on your grand opus. Oh, no, we're getting a third game, right? Without your beautifully composed case against Lord Strongheart, Her Majesty would have been unable to act. Thanks to you and your fellows, The haunting undertones of corrupting Britain's justice system have been silenced. Goodness. We did all this as a defense attorney. Think about that. Something more, the prosecution be more keen on, but truly Naruhodo's mastered both of the digital arts. Until our paths cross again somewhere.
What was that? I wasn't in the room for the explanation. It appeared that this long trial has finally come to an end.
Seriously, long trial. When you really break it down, every case, even since the very start of the game, was leading up to this. The first trial to the last, it was all relevant. God.
My apologies for any anxiety I caused, my lord.
Oh God, he's so polite. I'm quite sure we'll meet again here in the courtroom before long, Baroque von Zieks. But as being a prosecutor, not like you did something. If that wasn't clear, I just want to be on the same page. You've had a tough day. Where was I? Oh, yes. Conclusion of these proceedings, I hereby declare Baroque von Zieks not guilty! Woo!
God, what a weight off his shoulders. Now I can truly start living. Now he's not a Reaper, but what's going to happen to, Britain? Will it be fine? Who's going to take Strongheart's place?
Court's adjourned. Anyway, I'm up for election for his seat.
Sorry, he keeps turning into a Simpsons character. It's supposed to be from
Arlington, Texas. All right.
It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much? Huh?
Mr. Naruhodo. You're so silly. I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you.
Oh, shucks. I know, we gotta pay rent. I mean, thank you very much. I really couldn't have done it without you on my side, though.
Oh. Your kind words mean so much to me.
It really was a very splendid show, that.
Yeah, it's a shame about Jigoku, though.
I thought you were smiling from ear to ear, but you really look rather glum.
I mean, well, of course I'm delighted about the verdict, but exposing the truth would have caused my client a great deal of pain. Not to mention the general populace, I'm really not sure that's what a lawyer ought to be doing.
Oh well, in that case, I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Van Zeek's smiling face, everything will see much better.
I don't think a smile's on the menu, Sasato. Just say it. Sasato, everything seems worse now that I've seen his actual face. He has a face like thunder.
An electrifying smile that brightens up the room? No, that's electricity, not thunder. I really shouldn't have presumed, I guess.
Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes?
Almost a year it's been now since I first encountered you here in the very courthouse. Were you to have risen to the level of excellence you demonstrated today? Well, it's quite remarkable.
But I exposed the most unpalatable truth you could ever have imagined in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear.
What was it he said? To fight those who dwell in darkness requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Only those with a steadfast eye for the truth of what it really takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You made fine work of establishing that fact in court today.
Oh man. I don't think he's ever said something so nice. Can we all just stick to the golden road and everything will work out? Man, if that could be true.
Thank you, Mr. Baroque. What a magnanimous words. I'm quite sure that Kazuma-sama would have smiled at his face this very moment if you were
Wait, Kazuma! Oh! Yeah, no smile. Not on the menu. Hey, Mr. Sato? There's another face of thunder in the room.
Oh no, it's an epidemic. And he really was here.
Lord Van Zeeks, allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal.
Congratulate me or curse me? You failed to bring down the Reaper.
I owe you an apology.
No, it was I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin. If I'd been stronger, then perhaps. I made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse.
And I can offer no forgiveness. Whoa, jeez, boys, calm down. That said, suppose you fought for justice and the truth. Or that, at least, I can't withhold respect. Right. He wasn't doing out of, his prejudice or anything. He had the information and, he did his job. Problem is, he didn't have the proper evidence because of Strongart's meddling. I don't know, it's easy for me to say, but Van Zeeks, you really did all you could.
Your words mean more to me than you could ever know. I will hold them dear.
Sasato, Jesus! Right in my coat! Ah! I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. I actually don't know. What? The will that Lord Clint Van Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. What about it? He didn't forge it. We know that, it was his penmanship. Van Zeeks confirmed it. So he's a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final two wishes. First, this document survived, and the second, I cannot commit to paper. What? I was under the assumption that was the duel. Why not talk about it? No, he already confessed to the duel at the start. What's the last part? On my turn of gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zeeks. God, the idea of them fighting, though, is just so scary for some reason. I mean, we know who won, but God, what could the second of his final wishes have been?
That your father agreed to honor, you mean?
I think perhaps. Well, we know it's not Ginny. Oh, it's Sasato. Okay, Mikoto.
I might be able to shed some light on that.
Father? He's not smiling either.
It was 10 years ago, the day before the execution was scheduled. I ordered the prisoners to say my farewells to Genshin.
What'd he say?
Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? You'd only agree to it. Cicero and I would gladly protect the government. We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Yujin, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance.
Wait, this is it the sword?
You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret, telling no one. You should find a lady of the gentry in hiding there. What? A lady of the gentry? She's not in a good way. And she's with...
Iris Wilson?
The birth is imminent. As a medical man, I'd like you to tend her. Please.
You're her only hope.
By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft. It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew.
As his dying Clint! Clint and Iris are related? And it had to be a secret?
My goodness. I swore to that man I would help, that I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child. But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favor. You're the only person I know I could really trust.
Oh my God!
What did you say? If something should happen to you, tomorrow night you're going to be killed. I guess so. You never know, do you? What life will bring.
Oh my God. That's so frosty. Oh God, I dropped my controller again.
goodness, let me write down the address. Oh, goodness, I dropped my pen. All right, tell me the address. I'll head there at once. Let's just... No! Not with him. Pardon? There's a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugen. Oh, right. I see. Very well, then.
God. Mikatoba, of course you could never tell me. Oh, Goku.
That very night, I caught a train for Paddington, to Dartmoor in Devon. I found the old house. In the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep in the grounds.
Oh, she looks just like her.
The poor woman's on the floor, at the back of the darkened room. She was in mortal danger. I broke her waters to precipitate the labor before she weakened further. It was a torturous birth. I did everything humanely possible for her and her child.
No, you're kidding me. She didn't make it. So Iris is an orphan?
In the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically, my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longing that I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old traveling trunk caught my eye. It had clearly been well looked after over the years. A top-quality leather with fine stitching. It was when I saw the emblem on the side of that everything dropped into place.
Holy crap, what a masterful story. I'm in shambles. The B for Baskerville.
Baskerville.
You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint Z?
That's right, I thought that was obvious. The newborn was his daughter.
But that makes no sense! Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to me in that case?
Because then you'd know. Oh my god, but to risk her life.
I was completely unaware he even had a daughter.
I suppose he didn't really have any choice. Well, your brother said he'd confessed everything to his wife, so she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of infamous mass murderer. She'd have no life. God. The lengths we go. So the only solution was to distance the young girl from the Van Zieks family as much as possible.
I don't believe it.
I imagine that his final hour, Lord Clint Van Zieks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I uttered my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later I was summoned back to Japan, and without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me.
So he did the best he could. Left her with the most trusting man in all of London. No, all of Europe as a whole.
I was completely lost. In the end, I had asked my great friend. I asked him if he'd be a father to her.
Oh, thank God, I got a camera, bro. I'll cry so epic. Oh my God. Sorry, that was gross. That being Mr. Sholmes, I presume?
Yes. Oh, God. You really need a handkerchief, son. I have one in my pocket. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot.
Mr. Sholmes. A heart of gold. What a character.
Really, all can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name.
Oh? Well?
When I come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So it was her name I gave the little girl.
But translated into English. Oh my God.
The name of my mother. Ayame Mikatoba.
Well, at least they're half-sisters in spirit.
Or as it is in English, Iris.
Iris. Iris Wilson. Where'd the Wilson come from? I guess I
had no idea.
Huh?
Ouch!
What?
Mr. Naruhodo, what's wrong?
The little thing just pinched me. Oh, it can do it in reverse. This little thing pinched me on the behind. Oh! That's how... My dear fellows, can you hear me? We were just talking about you, Sholmes. So good to hear your theme song. Ow! Yes, we can hear you. Doesn't feel so good when you're on the receiving end, does it? Let that be a lesson to you.
Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply marvelous. Your dance moves, I mean, you practically stole the show. And your checkmate was a move as stroke of genius.
If I can be blunt, though, I kind of stole the thunder from Naruhodo. I mean, it's his chapter. Oh, really? It is? I hadn't noticed. Well, I surpassed myself, I feel. And it become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief Justice would require such measures.
Bruno, Susie.
Iris? Oh.
I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty's Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious.
Well, everything's turning up great, isn't it? I'm sure she did. Dang. And that cup she gave Van Zeeks. Oh my god, that's too sweet, dude. I can't handle that. Oh. Too sweet.
But Bruno, there's not even any sugar in it.
After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you, Iris.
Let's have a party to celebrate. And Mr. Reaper, you simply must come.
I'm not a fan of that nomenclature anymore. I'm afraid I couldn't.
Van Zeeks. Come on. You can be a family guy. Come on. Reaper the Bailey flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again.
No, really? Oh, poo.
But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude.
Well, all righty then. He can't come for a cup of tea and come and express gratitude, all right. Oh, how lovely. You promise now. I won't let you forget. Bye for now.
All right, Iris. Thank you for all your help, too.
Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon.
Come back home. Ow! One final pinch goodbye. Ugh. My God. My heart is full. It feels like I got gas, but I know I don't. Let me check. Nope, I'm out. I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zeeks, would you care to accompany me? I guess you two are roommates. It's gonna be an awkward day.
Certainly.
Well, boys, sharp as ever.
Allow me to once again express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. More ways than one.
Really? That's the... wait! Van Zeeks!
Hardy bid you adieu, yes?
What are you intending to do now?
Well, clearly, I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office.
No! How could you? Sure, you messed up 10 years ago. You learned so much that... I mean, you've lost constantly, but...
I intend to publicize the full truth about the Professor case. Once that's done, the Van Zeeks family will be ostracized completely from the London society.
How does he say so matter-of-factly, though? You never know.
Surely not.
As soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital.
I see. Don't be a fool. Oh, yeah, I'm on Mikotoba's side. Oh, it wasn't Mikotoba. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Bailey of Reaper the Bailey?
I beg your pardon, Bailey of a Reaper, what is it?
I misspoke. Enough of that. For the past 10 years, you've endured that pseudonym and been cast as one of the dark forces yourself. Now that you're finally freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning, surely. Exactly, he's free to practice prosecution regardless of rumors.
Certainly never expect to hear those words from your lips.
I waited a very long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here. I intend to learn all that I can. Yes, you two, team up of the century. Goodbye for now, Ryunosuke. Later, Tater. Stay safe, bro. Kazuma. Seems as though he's finally matured. Suddenly.
He's not the only one who's matured. It took you 2 games, but I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with tonight's dinner.
Right. Can't let her do it all alone. Oh my god, it is hose. Listen. I think it's partly because I've been playing this game for 4 years or something. To think this is the end of these characters. It's too much. I don't want it to end. It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. Oh, right, Mikotoba's decision. Well, it's not Naruto's decision to make, but I'm home! Ah! Intruder!
About time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Odo.
Jenny! What are you doing in that colorful piece of history? Takes me back.
It's a party in it. It's got to go off with a bang. I mean fireworks, ideally. When you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, ain't it?
There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that.
Too old for all that nonsense. Right, I'll remember that.
You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. You really must hear it's quite the extraordinary thing. Oh, I assure you it will defy your expectations. Take down every detail, Mikotoba. He's on the job, is he? The world-famous great detective regaling his partner with the tale of his adventure, a sight to behold. Really? The trash bin. Oh wait, you were there. What is he talking about? Could you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe? Inside the trunk, I found abandoned his cat. He was there! I would believe it. Yes. Not? I say, Mikotoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. Why? I wonder why. Because I was there at the scene, Sholmes. Why didn't you say so earlier? You were there! You should have helped! Then why the deuce didn't you say so before? Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold. All right. It's been a long day. Sholmes, Buckingham Palace. Has he slept in a wink? It's hard to not feel privileged to see them. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Mikotoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey. Ah, not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Miss Sasato awaits. Marseille, haven't seen Sasato looking so happy in a very long time.
Iris! There you are. Dinner's on the table, everyone. Please do come and take a seat. Time to fill me boots.
What?
You hot? No leftovers allowed. Is that really true, Gina? Yup. I'm losing my copper's caliber and going back to what I know best. A diver's life for me. No! You're really leaving the police force? But why, Ginny?
Seriously, please don't do this.
Well, the boss ain't around no more, so... oh... Anyway, no matter how hard I try, that Reaper ain't never gonna accept a diver turned dick, is he? Well, people can change, Never give up hope.
Ah, yes, that reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offered to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence. It's the inspector's playing his theme song. My God.
That watch is his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievement at Scotland Yard. For 10 years without fail, it measured every second of a man's remarkable career.
But now, it's stopped.
Someone needs to keep the memory of the inspector. Career alive. by taking up the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day. Passing the torch.
Someone with an equally fierce detective spirit.
Like, come on, Gina. You're already this good at it, and you're this young. You're only gonna get better. Crime sucks. You got a shot. It's a gamble, but please don't give up.
It gotta be me, there ain't no one else. Give me that.
Quite right. Oh, she already stole it.
I mean, after all, the boss was... Well, he's my boss. Yes, Ginny. You've become a cop. He was.
Oh, I said that. Iris's voice.
Oh, yeah, and I made you promise after all, didn't I, Iris? That I'd become a proper detective one day and track down your man.
Oh, right.
All right, then. It's decided. I'll do it. And I swear, I'll find your dad and bring him in kicking and screaming.
Well, I'm not entirely sure that'd be appropriate. We've had enough grave robbing for one video game.
I think, Gina, it might be best to...
I think I'd like you to forget that promise,
So Iris knows?
But that's my thing.
Iris?
Well, obviously, I've always wondered about who my real daddy is. Of course I have. I wanted to know where I've come from. Thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out. So many people. Hurley, Bruno, Professor Mickey.
Oh, no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to anyone.
Well, anyway, I've decided to give up on it. Because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree? Hurley?
How could you not? Oh my god.
With every word, Iris, I truly am the greatest in the world.
Thank you, Hurley. Thank you, Daddy.
Oh my god. Sholmes, you good, bro?
I think Mikatoba. Yes, Sholmes. I think that I ought to express my gratitude to you. Oh. For 6 years, you and I solved many mysteries together. During that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all, and I should never have experienced it were it not for you. You old softy, Sholmes. But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it.
Well then, I think this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you?
Oh, darn, the food will get cold. That's the only problem. Maybe next week, Hurley, we could have a violin recital.
But I'm the greatest in the world.
Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris? Holy cow. Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, returning in the evening to this suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. Unless you open up that trunk and you get knocked out. That was the only, that was the only... Goodness. The room of the world's greatest detective. And my home, too. With my greatest family. Holy crud. Is he gonna stay or is he gonna go? Come on, Naruhodo! I wanna know! It's driving me crazy! This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I've certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. I think now, the time has come. Time to bid this place fair. It's the only law. Really? Naruto? Oh,
Sorry, I was throwing my voice.
Professor, you sound like the other Mikitoba.
Well, it shouldn't assume anything. Are you alone? Didn't hear any sound from Sasato's room?
Yes, Sasan went out after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of.
I see. I want to thank you for what you did earlier.
You gotta be more specific, bro.
With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up.
Clint Van Zeeks. Do you really think it's better off she never knows? I'm not sure.
Made up my mind many years ago. Never to tell who her real father was. It's what was agreed with Genshin, after all.
But surely things have changed now. Lord Clint Van Zeek's final wishes before he died, you mean?
Yes. I've had her take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know. Calling Sasato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example.
That's really what that was about? Oh my god, I nearly forgot that. Explain yourself!
When I read Sasaki-san's report about the final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. You stumbled across the crux of that terrible case. The dog collar.
Oh, yeah?
The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt.
Baskerville. Iris was that close to learning.
If you decided to investigate that insignia sooner or later, you'd have made the connection to Van Zeeks. And to make matters worse, Sasato knew of the unpublished story as well. Story that Iris...
Dog, that was so long ago. Yeah, they're all connected. The first case, the unpublished story, the Hound, a story that Iris had written based on the notes of the time. The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Exactly. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. Dog with the Baskerville found the emblem around its neck. It was too far. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Sasato might arrive at the truth. So I invented their story about having collapsed just as I were leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting an investigation you and she might have been contemplating.
I see. I don't blame you. As for Iris's well-being.
You did have to lie to your daughter, but, you know, I'm sure she forgives you.
Something I've never understood, though, is why Sasato-san came across that manuscript in Japan. You know, Iris's Hound of the Baskervilles. I mean, you had it, too?
Shom sent it to me. That was before Sasato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see.
You see, need some help. Yeah, I get you.
I read it and carelessly left it at my desk. It's where Sasato came across it.
Right.
It was the only case Holmes and I never ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned to discover that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Holmes and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned to the manuscript by post to Sholmes for safekeeping.
So you did all that to stop Iris from finding the truth about her father?
Yes, that's right. Because Sholmes had told me how astute she'd become.
She's one heck of a girl. Goodness.
However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion is somewhat shifted.
Oh, you think it should be publicized? Whoa! Well, that's good news for her.
I think at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best.
Me too. I think so. Actually, Professor, I want to talk about one more thing.
Judging from the expression, I'd say you come to a decision, have you?
Yeah. I will be returning with you to Japan.
Are you quite sure?
I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma, right? And now he's here in Britain, as originally intended. Welcome, student Naruhodo Esquire. Doesn't really have a right to stay, I think.
Ah, well, I see your point.
Looking back now, I first arrived here in February. Man, that feels like ages ago. I guess it literally was. My becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. Oh my god. With Cosma, Sasato, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. And helping us every single step of the way. Every single time. God. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Until today. Dang. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. He is the man. He is him. He did this. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client, and I was sure I could see the trial through. At the end of it, I finally realized no one else could choose this path but me. I chose it myself. God dang, you did. You did the work. No one else could have done it.
The path of a defense lawyer, eh?
Yes, that's what I am now. That's what I'm going to do back with you in Japan. As that's the path I'm following for the rest of my life. Holy crud. Man. I needed to hear that, bro. Story ain't about me. Sometimes you're just sure of something. There's ebb and flows. But he knows this is what he wants to do.
God damn. Sounds like you made quite a resolution.
I have.
Very well then. I must say it's extremely welcoming news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow. Don't imagine we'll depart for a few days.
Not with the symposium having been canceled now. Such a shame.
Oh, never mind that. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity in the future. Well then, I bid you good night.
Oh my god, dude. No, whoa! Hey! What's up, Susato-san? Off to bed, are we?
I just want to let you know I'm back.
Anything else? Awkward pause, sorry. Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing?
I'm sorry I did. Yes, I couldn't help but...
Oh, it's okay. But how much did you hear?
Well, from the part of Iris's real father, I think.
Oh, so everything.
So you've made up your mind. You'll return to Japan to continue working as a defense lawyer.
Yes, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually. But you'd already gone out.
Oh no, that's quite all right. I already knew that's what you decided.
Oh, you guessed?
Well...
What is this? Sasato, what's wrong? You look like you're about to cry. Oh,
yes?
I suppose this means... has to be farewell soon.
I suppose so.
You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer. But he's new to the British courtroom. Certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side.
Really? I'll do my very best.
I wish I could say it, but I just can't. Can't ask her to come with me after all. She's always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant. Wouldn't it be so nice to be back with your dad in Japan and, I don't know, like...
Well, it's growing late.
We should both try to get some sleep.
I'm sure you must be exhausted after today.
Yes, you're right.
Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves.
Thanks.
Well,
Thank you, Sasato. Them being apart, it just feels wrong. No, man. But that's we're already here? No! I can't believe this day's finally come. It's really over. Oh, Iris, don't cry. I'm gonna cry too.
you're really leaving then, Runo?
I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'd do without your wonderful cooking, delicious tea, and saving my bacon like 9 times in a row.
I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit. Say you will.
Of course I will. I promise. He'll be okay. She's got Hurley. She's got Van Zeeks. Wait, what?
Well, it was a brief reunion. It was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long. For a while, at least, I felt like old times. Yes. Suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while.
A little fun.
I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think.
All right, Iris. You do that. My God. I felt so full. Not of gas.
Susato-san.
Baba! I'll hold it.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board.
Holy dumb, you not sound like I'm trying to make you. Wasn't even close.
Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Sorry?
Ryunosuke.
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
What the dog?
Do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital. But,
It's not on the cards anymore.
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Dog, you're crazy.
me too.
What?
But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
Probably not gonna happen. Oh?
I'm going to become a prosecutor.
Whoa!
I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
That's what we like to hear, I guess.
oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Name it.
You...
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
You're kidding.
Karuma?
What?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me. The demon that reared its ugly head that day.
I have no words. Oh my God, right.
It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me. The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days, while I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor.
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
Until I'm ready to face the demon within me, to slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care. If you'll take it.
Wow.
Of course I will. I'll keep it by my side. Always.
Just like we did before. Jesus, dude. What a game.
Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Naruhodo-san? The path you're going to follow from now on,
Yeah?
I wonder if I might follow it at your side, and unless I'd be a burden.
Oh my god. Huh?
I mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But, aren't you...
Do you have a ticket? Like, what? Where were you?
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
What the dump? What the...
I am?
I knew you'd take the soul.
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zeek's trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Really? Oh, when I had that conversation with Professor Mikotoba.
That's where she went? Okay.
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you?
I mean, that's... Would you rather she not be?
Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion. I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
He's just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked.
That's why they're the best partners.
But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him.
Oh my...
Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Oh my god, that's so amazing.
Of course.
But did you guys, like, get the ticket? Like, what?
Susato-san.
Are we gonna do another Naruhodo sneak-on mission? Like, I don't know about that.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
What do you think I'm gonna say?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting. So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me. Together we can take on the world.
I'm terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
Who would say that? Sasato, we crushed in Britain, bro.
Oh, no, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me.
Ah!
What?
What's wrong?
Yeah, what was that?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
Of course.
It is?
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always, I see.
I was just about to... As predictable as always. I knew you'd say yes, Naruhodo. Always a people pleaser.
Bruno! Your ship's about to leave!
Is this the first time Iris has ever talked?
Time to go then. Look after yourself, Ryunosuke.
You too. We know there's lots of danger in this city, and you're down a sword.
Kazuma, draw your sword.
You're not gonna duel, are you? No, Cosmo, crush him. Let's not, think of that. Oh my god. What a finale.
One day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Seriously, man, you carried both games.
I don't even know what to say to Sholmes, bro. It's hate and love and hate and love and hate, and now it's just... Dang, man. You're a heck of a guy.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude. Especially when I visit you in your country.
Oh. I guess he was a fan of that ninja outfit, huh?
What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact, the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
Well said.
Well, I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes, would welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
It's really not the end.
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting.
Exactly.
My dear fellows.
Oh my goodness. I'm smiling ear to ear. I'm almost at a loss for words.
And that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain. A peculiar twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Come, the game is afoot.
Does he really get the last line in the whole game? Oh god, that is so like
The
him.
ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes's face was alight with joy. The times may change, but a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
Objection!
Until we meet again, Bruno.
Holy cow. Truly a life-changing video game. How does he do it? How does he do it? He's director, scenario, and planner? You gotta be kidding me! He doesn't miss! He never miss. Oh crap. I've been thoroughly inundated with inquiries about remote cinematography, but I'm no purveyor of electronic goods and what promised close court secrecy. Anyway, I've decided an absence from London is in order. Sojourn in distant crimes. The Empire of Japan, perhaps? I understand that wardrobe class incurs no change whatsoever. Charge whatsoever? I don't even know what he said, bro. I guess closing comments will have to wait. We got a speed run, some text.
I gave a little note to Hurley the other day. It just said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy." That made Hurley cry. I gave him some lotion I invented as well. Dyes hair red safely. But he said he might make him cry too, so he'd rather not use it.
God dang it. Alright, surprise, surprise. Who is my favorite character? Really, man? I hate to say it. I think it is Van Zeke's, genuinely. He's the most compelling. In those days when I was known as the Reaper, I felt your presence on my side. Once unable to bear that burden of that grim pseudonym, I even retired from the courtroom. Despite everything, I still wear your prosecutor's badge with pride. While the darkness that once bereft me is no more, and so you too are no more. In the words of a young foreign friend of mine, I must stride forward toward a brighter future. And that's pretty much why. I mean, he just steals every scene. He's goddamn incredible. His arc, oh my god.
The boss left a note for me, you know. And I read every letter now, A to Z, the whole lot. It's clearly a load of stuff up. The boss was trying to protect me, see?
Dang, so he's a good guy all along.
And that's exactly what me and Chief Inspector Toby are gonna keep doing for Londoners.
No doubt. God, Gina too.
Only wish I could have said how grateful I was before you know.
It's okay, Gina. It's okay. I can't handle it anymore. Please don't make me sob.
Oh, wait, a new song. God dang, bro. And that final track. Wait, flashback.
Jane had a choices. Not the upstanding fella you think I am. You might be a diver at that. It's a good at. Remind me I need to be true to myself. I got one more job to take care of before it's ta-ta to London for the foreseeable. Then, gotta complete your education, the art of deduction, you Gregson, as they say.
R.I.P. Gregson. Ugh. What a rotten lot he had to deal with. Did I just say that? Oh god, I spent too much time on this video game. Oh no! Oh come on!
Your Excellency, this man is accused of illegal entry in the Office of Minister of Affairs. No, objection! Oblique overstatement overruled the necessity. Who is his caddish counsel for the defense and the woman forbidden in the courtroom? Oh, really? My friend sits out of the British court at all time and doing a wonderful job, so... Perhaps I should have engaged the service of a regular team.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go well for you, Osanaga. Holy dog. This was a 3DS game. Are you kidding me, bro? We didn't get this in America? Because, people, it's not gonna sell. This is one of the greatest stories in all of gaming I've ever played. And, I don't remember Scythe's voice.
Mama, is it true about Japanese people? Are they experts at flaying corpses?
Yes, they are. Fish corpses on the whole.
Oh, I'd like to own my own flaying skills. You don't mind, do you, Mama?
Yes, I do. I'm not a corpse yet, am I? But you really...
No. Teehee, and I'm glad.
Okay, I was about to say. What the dump? It's not easy being a single mom behind bars. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry, she's hot. I don't care if she's a mom. She's hot. God. Oh, God, not you.
Here I am again in Great Britain on an invitation of my dear old university friend, and he sent me a very nice letter saying he'd like to show me around that and everything. Settle down. But what have I done? I'm so excited I baked this splendid hotel. I can't afford the bill. Oh, Barrow, come to my rescue, please. I wish I could vanish into thin air sometimes, and I'm going to need a hotel room, as you know. The molecules of air aren't... Okay, we don't need a... That was... Listen, I'm not saying I put a lot of effort in these characters. That one, I probably should have put a little more. Oh. When I went to make the waxwork impression of the killer in the cemetery, I realized. But even then, the witness stand at the highest court in the land. I could not speak of it.
She knew all along.
The Lord Chief Justice and I struck a bargain, you see. For a faithful reproduction of the visage, there is nothing we to spells would not do.
So I realized that during this project, literally where I live, there is a Madame Two Spells waxwork, and I've been there. I really gotta start paying more attention to things. I didn't realize the correlation. I might be stupid, y'all. Regardless. Now that I've doxed myself... No!
Everyone call me gossip. I sell jaunty tidbits to passerbys.
Of course, me Papino, and I sell the spaghetti.
I'm not commenting on... Okay, this guy can make fun of...
Everyone they call me, I cannot do it. It's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Daly, how charming. You made me lots of new friends here, I see.
Yes, and when we're released, we're all going to strike it rich.
Oh no! Vigil, you little turd.
How else? I must keep up appearances for my darling wife.
A life of crime is not worth it, Vigil. I don't know, you can figure something else out. God, truly the biggest tragedy.
When I was accepted on the foreign study tour,
I knew exactly what path I had to take, and however it might have ended, I knew that I wanted you there to see it. If I had ended up in the dark, there's no one I would have rather had defending me. But now, thanks to you, there's a new path I want to take. I'm sure we'll meet again in the courtroom, my friend. Until then, I leave Karuma in your care.
Do you think... I mean, that's kind of ballsy to just be like, all right, yeah, I'll be an assassin and just not do it. Like, what were they going to do? You know? Like, it's just testament to his character. Maybe Miss Brett didn't have to kill anyone either. Oh, God, this is a familiar sight. The warning sign's in the right place.
I made some tea, Mr. Naruto. It's important that you rest while you can. Once we arrive in Japan, you should be busy establishing your new office.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm so delighted to be accompanying you. After all, your talents have been recognized by a great detective. Because you really are the greatest of lawyers, a great ace attorney, some might say.
Holy crud, dude. Susato Mikotoba. Truly an inspiring character. Naruto too, of course, but you know, oh my god. Oh, she's crying, bro. I don't blame her. Even the kitty? What? How was he there? Whatever. There's photographic evidence, Johnny. You can't dispute that. The cat was there at that time. As we know, evidence trumps all. Anyway, I don't have anything insightful to say. I'm just a big fat dummy. I know what I like. I love this. Every single part of it. Even the opening act, bro. That was a really strong opening act. I can genuinely say this, though. Unlike other games in the series, even just having little tiny bits of details crossing from case to case, it makes sure nothing is wasted. I think psychologically for me, like maybe the case from the first game with, you know, well, no, because he was vital to this game, Natsumi. You know? Dog. Everything. And it's, yeah, it kind of stinks that, you know, maybe the sales for the first game weren't spectacular and they wanted to make a duology. I don't know. Apparently last time I heard it was supposed to be just one giant game. I don't think that was viable economically. But for the sacrifices they had to make, and just what a master. How do you write something this big, bro? Shu Takumi, he is literally an inspiration to me. Listen, I know some people like to say like, oh, you know, video games are not like, you know, sophisticated books. Bro, this is a book. It is more than a book. It is an experience unlike anything else. And I don't know if I want to experience any more Soseki Natsumi if I'll keep it real. But the puzzles this time around, the trials, I'll be honest, the trials, I feel like maybe I'm just getting too good at these things. Like, no, not the last one. Well, there's some things I call it way too early, and I'll keep it real. It kind of messed up the whole trial. Like, this one. I knew it had to be her, right? Like, it had to be. Once we got Drebber out of the picture, it's like, well, I mean, yeah. And that's what happens when you can only afford so many character models, so many, like, you know, possible, suspects, right? But even despite its limitations, reusing characters like Sandwich from the first game. Admittedly, though, it's not about the assets, it's what you do with them. Every page of this goddamn story. Captivating. Elephant in the room, though, yes, it did take me an entire year to beat this game. Listen. Let's not dwell on the past. But no, it's, I'm nothing but not ambitious. However, it was a learning lesson in a lot of aspects, and I don't know, not to my own horror here, but Naruto's kind of comments up at the end that I am a, what are you doing, boy? You cutting a rug? From this angle. I mean, I guess he was doing that in the boat. But it's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's a story I needed to hear this year. Like, dang, no. I am sure I have to do this, no matter what. Oh, doing some kabuki, okay. Golly. Hawkeye. Thank God I never have to do that stupid effing voice ever again. Listen, I like to keep him consistent. I didn't think Strongheart was going to be talking that much. I mean, let's keep it real. We all knew he was the villain. Like, even since the first game, it's like, well, he kind of looks like Damon Gant, so maybe. But Cosmo being the masked dude, that actually did surprise me. I mean, I was like, well, maybe. But then to learn that he was the assassin, I never saw that coming. How could you? Genuinely. Until it was spelled out by, like, you know, in the courtroom. Anyway, God, just make Ace Attorney 7, bro. This franchise cannot end. There's something special in here. Can Capcom recognize that and make a new game? I don't know. But I know one thing. I will be there to play it for you all. In whatever capacity I'm present in. But, yeah. I don't know if there's any more credits. I've said all I need to say. God dang, bro. I don't know if we'll ever get a sequel, but if it ends here, I think that's more than good enough. You two have been through a lot, and my vocal cords have been through even more. What the frick? Till next time, everybody. Bye.